NASCAR has had some crazy moments that have nothing to do with the racing itself. It's a common trait in all outdoor sports to have weather be one of these factors. And then there's some that are just plain frickin' weird. And in 2016 at Las Vegas, we had one of those weird races. Starting out, the race was postponed as rain fell in the middle of the desert, with a crazy amount of wind, all things considered as well.
A windy day, even the bacon blowing around the Smithfield bacon. All the showgirls, the drivers, wind gust expected today. They've changed the forecast, but we've already witnessed how those gusts, they think up to 40, 50 miles per hour.
But finally, after all this, they'd get racing. And under the sun at that even, with the threat of rain though incoming still. The name of the game early was Big Movers, as the multi-groove surface of Las Vegas Motor Speedway allowed passing to be pretty easy throughout the pack. This would only be 30 laps before NASCAR put it out for a competition yellow, after the rain affected the start of the event. But overall, even with the rainy and windy start to the day, it was starting to shape up into what seemed to be a normal Las Vegas race early. This also meant that it'd be a race of long green runs and spread out racing with not really many packs altogether. The first of these only to be broken up by green flag pit stops, made more interesting by Brad Keselowski nearly wiping out he and Jimmie Johnson on the pit entrance. And that'd be important that those two didn't get any damage or get knocked out because of what would happen later. This wasn't enough for NASCAR though, as they would throw a debris yellow for what looked to be just a water bottle on the front stretch. Even so, the pack kept it clean and mean, as for the time being, it was still early on in the race. This was also before stage yellows, so NASCAR needed an excuse to have basically a quarter mark in the race. The big thing we'd learn early on in the first half was that three guys emerged as contenders early: Jimmie Johnson, Joey Logano, and the aforementioned Brad Keselowski. Each had long-run cars that were dueling past the halfway mark, and it wouldn't be until about 90 to go that the race would permanently pivot for all of these guys in the pack itself, as after pit stops and adjustments, the field would fire off again into the unknown.
Trying to get back to the pole where he started today. Logano on the jump.
Well, that 21 was pushing the heck out of the 4 of Kevin Harvick, and here they go, 3 wide off into turn 1.
Just as I expected, the 41 of Kurt Busch, he's a great restarter. He's really aggressive. He went to go to the outside of the 24. The 24 blocked him high. He went right to the middle, 3 wide, and here he comes to the bottom.
All the way downstairs for that 41, looking for 4th place. Kyle Larson has brought out the caution.
7 down on the inside, and he pushes up, 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 up.
He doesn't hit him. He just gets so close to him, it frees him up. Turns him sideways. Back of the quarter panel on Larson gets into the wall, but he keeps it going straight.
After no run shorter than 30 laps to start out the day, this one was only 12 laps, on a considerably darker Las Vegas Motor Speedway. While Fox would interview fighter Maisha Tate, the desert would attack the track.
Well, we've talked about the weird weather today. A sandstorm south of the Speedway at Nellis Air Force Base has gathered steam, and now we can't see Nellis Air Force Base from our position at the top of the control tower. So they are holding the field for a lap or two, hoping this big dust devil blows through.
Man, dust in the wind, that's all I know.
Yeah, I guess maybe the wind has changed direction. It looks about the same. Maybe it has turned a little bit like they were saying, but one thing's for sure.
There are hills and mountains back there you can hardly see.
That's what I was going to say. One thing's for sure. There's a tremendous amount of sand and dust on this racetrack right now.
But now this sandstorm has gone off the back straightaway and we're ready to go green. 6 drivers took the wave around. There was no free pass. Kyle Larson was in that position, and he was the caution. We'll restart with 64 laps to go. Matt Kenseth gets the jump on Jimmie Johnson. Out of the fog, into the smog.
Wow. Look at that. We can hardly see the cars.
You could hear Jimmy Johnson got up through the gears. He got a little bit behind from Matt Kenseth, but boy, he held it wide open all the way through turns 1 and 2. Was able to complete that pass on the outside of Kyle Busch.
Yeah, I don't think that 48 car was very happy back in traffic. He loved it when he was out front, and that's where he's trying to get to now.
3 wide mid-pack. Kane, Newman, Keselowski all fighting for position.
If this day didn't get any weirder, rain again started to fall under yellow, and again, this is in the middle of the desert. Yet, even with Larson's day going to hell in a handbasket, the race itself gained even more intrigue with varying pit strategies. Some staying out, others with 2 tires, and a lot of contenders buried a bit in the pack with 4. Add into this that the rain would remain a threat for the rest of the day, and desperation would be the name of the game with under 50 laps to go. Kyle Busch would make a 3-wide move down to the bottom for the lead, but only about a lap later would some of his competition be taken out. In an instant, 4 big names and contenders would be eliminated from contention. Amazingly enough, though, this would serve as the final caution of the day even after the chaos that had started. With 35 to go, Vegas native Kyle Busch led the field back to the green flag ahead of the Penske duo. All of the obstacles thrown at them by the weather, by craziness, all of that were gone. Now the battle would just be straight up racing to the finish. With 24 to go, the aggressor of the winning battle started to make his name known. Behind them, 6-time champion Jimmy Johnson joined the battle. It'd be 4 cars running and gunning for the win with 14 to go. Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, and Johnson.
You got to
Here
hit
he
your
goes.
marks.
Here comes Brad.
Come on.
I think Joey might give it to him this time. I think he stopped him long enough.
Right side door. I need a little. Right side corner clear. Come on, get up.
All right,
Here he goes.
now
Behind him, and he changed his line, and it completely
Oh, car
lost, it lost him
sideways
2 or 3 tenths right there.
to the start-finish line. Finally straightened it up, and that was Michael McDowell. We stay green, and now it's not seconds, it's car lengths. 3 car lengths back.
A lot of decision making by these 2 drivers right now because he's got to play the blocking game. He gave Brad Keselowski the inside. He's going to get there.
yeah, Keselowski is too fast. He can't hold him back.
Well, it's not over yet. He's going to fight him hard on the
Even
outside.
with you,
I'm pretty
you're
sure.
moving bottom lane, outside door.
Here he goes right down his
Right
corner,
door,
but
hard door,
didn't do it.
hard door clear.
Too good in 3 and 4.
Could
He
not
runs that
hold
bottom, can't hold him off.
You see Brad Keselowski navigating through lap traffic. Clean track ahead.
Here comes Logano. He's going to make a pass on the 18 going into turn 3 if he can make it stick.
Brad Keselowski off turn number 4 for his 18th Sprint Cup win. Keselowski to the checker, down on the apron. It's Logano second, Johnson third by inches.
As he did in 2014, Keselowski scored a clutch and relatively unpopular victory at Las Vegas. This also qualified him for the 2016 chase. And while they battled behind him and that was fun, the winning celebration, well, not as much.
Works any harder in planning a race. He and the
There
crew
goes the
get
flag.
together. Lost it.
Even with the celebration fail, the win and Keselowski as well stood tall. This early win would lead to the first of 5 straight seasons for Brad, with 3 or more victories. It also continued the wild history of NASCAR racing in Vegas, which would continue on into the next season onwards, and to this day stands as one of the weirdest and craziest NASCAR races ever. But with that, I want to hear it from you. What are the weirdest races that you can think of or remember? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel for more great NASCAR content. Thank you so much to my channel members for your continued support. And until next time, have a good one.